Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the news postcard on TayNinhTV with some last events now private as well as nationwide. And now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, on May the 6th and the 7th, the Party Committee of Recommend 5 Division 5 held the 21st Conference of Delegates for the 2025 and 2030 term. With the motto Democracy, Intelligence, Innovation, the conference seriously evaluated and reviewed the result of leadership in implementing the tasks for the 2020 and 2025 term, clearly identified the courses, proposed directions, goals, breakthroughs, and solutions for implementation in the 2025 and 2030 term. Participated in contributing to the draft of the Central document submitted to the 40 National Party Conference. The draft political report of the Party Committee of Division 5 submitted to the 13th Conference of Delegates of Division Party Committee. Speaking at the conference, Colonel Phạm Đắc Công, Political Commissioner of Division 5, acknowledged, commented, and highly appreciated the result achieved by the Party Committee of Recommend 5 in the past term. At the same time, requested that in the 2025 to 2030 term, the Party Committee of the Recommend continue to closely follow directions and instructions from the above, leading to improve the quality of training and combat readiness.
On Mrs. at TayNinhTV Provincial Political Command, Congress will held to handle decisions on salary increase and promotion of professional soldiers in 2025. It was attended by Colonel Nguyễn Văn Dũng, Deputy Political Commissioner of the Provincial Political Command, Colonel Phạm Văn Cơ, Deputy Commander of Staff of the Provincial Political Command, chaired the conference. According to the decision of the Vietnam Political Command this time, TayNinhTV Provincial Political Force has 203 professional soldiers who will receive salary increase, seniority allowance increase beyond the framework and promotion of military rank in 2025, of which 121 companies will receive salary increase and promotion of military rank. 82 companies will receive seniority increase beyond the framework. Speaking at the conference, Colonel Phạm Văn Cơ congratulated the companies who received the decision this time and at the same time requested them to continue to cultivate and improve their qualifications and political qualities and work with the units to build a strong force, successfully completing the task of protecting national sovereignty and border security.
And on the morning of May the 7th at Yalov World People's Committee, Trang Bang Thao Land Fund Development Center coordinated with the Yalov World People's Committee to collect opinions on the draft compensation plan, support and resettlement for the Ho Chi Minh City Mobile Expressway project through TayNinhTV province. At TayNinhTV, there were representatives of Trang Bang Thao People's Committee, Trang Bang Thao Land Fund Development Center, Provincial Transport Investment and Construction Management Board. At the conference, the Thao Land Fund Development Center informed the Yalov World people whose land is affected by the Ho Chi Minh City Mobile Expressway project about the content related to the Prime Minister's decision, the Provincial People's Committee's decision related to the project. The conference also briefly reported on the implementation progress, state regulations on compensation support and resettlement policies when land is recovered. Expected resettlement areas in case people whose land is recovered are resettled. At the conference, the people in Yalov World whose land is affected by the project expressed their high consensus with the project implementation policy because it is a key project contributing to promoting the local socio-economic development. At the same time, the people also contributed many opinions revolving around specific issues such as compensation unit price, the need to separate plots and build on the remaining land after the site clearance, regulations on vocational training support, recommendations to recover small and areas without access after recovery. On the side of Trang Bang Thao People's Committee, the Land Fund Development Center has fully explained the opinions within the authorities, and at the same time, the center will synthesize and report to the Compensation, Support and Resettlement Council for research, consideration and adjustment of the draft plan accordingly.
On the afternoon of May 7, the Academy of Politics Research coordinated with the organizing committee of TayNinhTV Provincial Party Committee and the Provincial Political College to organize the closing ceremony of the Advanced Political Theory class Non-Concentrated System K74 B06 2023-2025 course. After 18 months of study, 60 students who are leaders, managers, and candidates for key positions at all levels of TayNinhTV province have completed the training program, explained with key contents on political theory, scientific thinking, and leadership methods in the new period. Based on the results of study and training, the graduation council of the Academy of Politics Research recognized graduation for 100% of students, of which 9 students were classified as excellent, 51 students were classified as rare. Speaking at the ceremony, Associate Professor Dr. Nguyễn Thị Tuyết Mai highly appreciated the serious learning spirit and progressive spirit of the students. At the same time, she hoped that students could effectively apply the knowledge they had learned into practical work, contributing to building the party and the local political system increasingly stronger. At the ceremony, the Academy announced the decision to recognize graduation and award the Advanced Diploma in Political Theory to 60 students of Class K74 B06 Non-Concentrated System 2023-2025 course, awarded certificates of merit to 3 students who achieved the title of excellent study, good training. Throughout the course, 6 students achieved the title of students with high achievements in the learning and training movement throughout the course.
And ladies and gentlemen, on May the 7th, our country celebrates the 71st anniversary of the history of Dien Bien Phu Victory Day, May the 7th of 1954 and May the 7th of 2005. One of the greatest victories in the resistance was against the French colonialists. And Dien Bien Phu victory is an important pandemic, a signing golden milestone of history in the 20th century. It was a brilliant victory of the heroic Vietnamese people and also a common victory of the oppressed peoples in the world, opening the collapse of the old colonialism on a global scale, encouraging and contributing significantly to the movement of the peers, national independence, democracy, and social progress of humanity. On January 14 of 1954, at the campaign command headquarters in Kham Búa, Truyền Đông commune of Từng Giao district, Dien Bien province, the party committee and the Dien Bien Phu campaign command held a conference focused to disseminate the campaign operation plan under the motto of fighting fast, serving fast, and assigning tasks to units to carry out preparation work. However, after analyzing the situation of the enemy and ours, especially the difficulties of our troops, General Võ Nguyên Giáp commented, "The plan of fighting fast, winning fast could not ensure the highest principle of fighting sure to win." The general affirmed that we still maintain our determination to destroy the enemy in Dien Bien Phu, but had to change the way of fighting and the operational motto from fighting fast, winning fast to fighting sure and advancing sure. With all the will of the Vietnamese people, with the intelligence and solidarity of our entire nation, the enemy did not understand. We moved artillery up the mountain. We built roads in the forest. Our laborers brought supplies, brought ammunition in the huge quantities, and we fought under the enemy's bombs and artillery shells. The enemy had the advance in artillery, the advance in aircraft, but all were subdued by the will of the Vietnamese people. And on March 30th of 1954, the campaign began, with the courage, intelligence, and heroism of the Vietnamese Revolution being highly promoted after 56 days and nights of extremely arduous fighting, with the brave spirits of determined to die for the violent to live of the cause, the soldiers and the forces participating in the campaign. By the afternoon of May 7th of 1954, the Dien Bien Phu campaign was completely victorious. It can be said that the historic victory of Dien Bien Phu in 1954 was the result of many factors, including the leadership role of the party, promoting the strength of the entire people to fight the enemy, combining the strength of the nation and the strength of the times, and especially having a heroic people's army ready to fight and sacrifice for the independence and freedom of the fatherland. We have defeated the old colonial regime in our country, and that victory was given us a great lesson and the thought that a nation may not have many people may still be backward, but knows how to unite and unity, and the leadership of our Communist Party can defeat a large empire, and that shows us the courage in solving each situation, the intellectual innovation of our party, so the meaningful, besides the will, the courage and aspiration to gain independence at all costs of the nation. It is also a victory of the intellectual courage and intelligence of the Vietnamese people. The cultural will of the Vietnamese people that needs to be involved in the history to see that our nation knows how to lead the war, know how to end the war, and know how to fight and know how to win. The President Ho Chi Minh once commented, for the first time in history, an oppressed nation defeated the invasion of a powerful empire and regained independence for the nation, gave land to the peasants, and brought true democracy to the people. 71 years have passed, but the profound historical values and very actual significance of the meaningful victory remain intact, have been and continue to increase national pride, absolute trust in the leadership of the party, a driving force and create the combined strength to strive to make our country a developed, high-income country, build our country Vietnam to be increasingly prosperous, civilized, and happy. On the morning of May 7, the TayNinhTV Provincial Cooperative Union Chair Conference to summarize the activities in 2024 and deploy the task of developing the collective economy in 2025 in the province. In the past year, the collective economy in the province continued to develop in both quality and quantity, diversifying the forms of cooperation. And by the end of 2024, the whole province has 190 cooperatives and 133 cooperative groups in operation, of which more than 73% of the cooperatives were operating effectively. In terms of average revenue of a cooperative in 2024, it reached more than 9.8 billion Vietnam dong per year. The average profit reached 590 million Vietnam dong cooperative per year, an increase of 16% over the same period. Promoting the achieved results in 2025, the province will focus on consolidating and improving the operational efficiency of collective economic organizations in order to contribute more to the socio-economic development of the country and localities also. Diversifying, expanding the scale of fields of operation, and organizing production and business in accordance with the market demand and the local advantages. Strengthening links between the cooperatives to form the value chains, enhancing competitiveness, applying science and technology, especially digital transformation, to improve the productivity and quality of products and services. On this occasion, many collectives and individuals were commended for their outstanding achievements in performing their tasks in 2024, including Minh Trung Agricultural Service Cooperative in Tân Hưng Commune, Tân Châu District received the emulation flag from the Vietnam Cooperative Alliance, and at some time 7 cooperatives received the emulation flag from the Provincial People's Committee.
On the morning of May 7, the People's Council of Tân Châu District, the 7th term 2021-2026, held the 70th session special session. At this session, the delegates of the People's Council passed 6 resolutions. These are all important resolutions serving as a basis for the District People's Committee to direct and implement well the tasks under its authority before the end of the district level activities. At the same time, it is also a remains and basis for communes to organize and implement socio-economic development tasks in the locality in the coming time after completing the apparatus arrangement.
And ladies and gentlemen, in the heroic atmosphere of the historic May, Dien Bien is not only a symbol of indomitable will and patriotism, but also an attractive destination for the tourists from all over the world. Those who want to return to the roots listen to the echoes of victory and deeply feel the value of peace. As the resident of Dien Bien province, Mr. Phạm Văn Huy, Nam Thanh Words is always proud of the heroic fighting tradition of the nation. During the historic May days, he and his family visited the Dien Bien for Victory Museum. For him, it is a practical action to educate his children about the historical traditions and their gratitude for the sacrifice and losses of their ancestors. I often take my children to the historical sites such as the Dien Bien for Victory Museum like this so that they can better understand the history of the country, be proud to live in the peacetime, and inherit the peace that our ancestors have sacrificed. And now the pride of the young generation will be fully devoted. At the A1 Murder Cemetery, among the crowds of people coming to offer incense in memory, there are the veterans who have experienced the resistance wars against foreign invaders, standing silently before their anonymous tombstones. They could not hide their excitement and emotion, as if they had met a part of the sharp memories of their lives. We are the ones who fought in the southern battlefield in the past and also very hard, full of hardship and sacrifice. And now, when we recall the memories of the war and come to the heroic martyrs in Điện Biên, we are even more moved and remember the memories of our comrades. Forever, future generations will follow the examples of the heroic martyrs to build the country to be more and more prosperous, civilized, and happy. In the first day of heroic May, the tourists from all over the country returned to Điện Biên with gratitude and respect. They wanted to see the relics and artifacts with their own eyes, and they wanted to listen to historical stories about and understand the 56 days and nights that made the great victory. After 71 years, from a ruined battlefield, Điện Biên has now changed dramatically, with its economy and society developing evenly. Promoting the heroic tradition of Điện Biên Phủ and the party committee, the government and the people of all ethnic groups in Điện Biên province are determined to make Điện Biên regionally developed. And facing with the situation of water hyacinth reappearing densely on many sections of the Vam Cỏ River, causing the blockages in the flow, hindering the waterway traffic and affecting the lives of the people living along the river, the functional units of TayNinhTV province are urgently implementing measures to clear the flow. In recent days, the Department of Construction of TayNinhTV province, the standing agency of the Standing Committee for Handling Water Hyacinth on the Vam Cỏ River, has coordinated with the related units to conduct field inspections from the upstream of the river, Phước Vinh Commune of Châu Thành District, to the downstream of the river in Phước Chỉ Commune of Trảng Bàng Thảo. And it's noted that at some bands such as Trung Dân Wharf and Bến Sỏi Bridge, water hyacinth is still gathering and covering the part of the river. However, construction units are actively salvaged to ensure the flow is clear. Regarding the phenomenon of the water in the Vam Cỏ River turning black and emitting an unusual foul odor, the authorities continue to take samples for analysis to determine the exact cause. And on the morning of May the 7th in Hanoi, the Ministry of Culture, Sport and Tourism held the 7th Reading Culture Development Award Ceremony and award ceremony after more than a half a month of exciting response activities. The Reading Culture Development Award Council proposed to the leaders of the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism to award the award to 20 collectives and 15 individuals with outstanding achievements in reading culture development activities, as well as to display and exhibit some images of reading promotion activities of organizations and individuals who have contributed to the development of reading culture. And ladies and gentlemen, a coffee shop in Hanoi is testing the use of 4 smart robots at the same time to mix the drinks, serve, take pictures, and write calligraphy from individual activities to connecting with each other and with the store space. It has brought the close experiences to the customer, and it is the first model of a coffee shop served by robots in Hanoi. Bao, a skilled waiter with the ability to carry many items at the same time and interact with customers through the contact signals in the head and ear area. Tú, a skillful bartender, although there are still certain limitations to still create delicious and attractive flavors. And Chi, a professional photographer, helping people preserve happy and meaningful moments. And finally, and Thu, with the ability to write the calligraphy like real scholar. These 4 new employees not only help their colleagues reduce their workload and save time when shop is crowded, but also bring unique and new experiences to the customer every time they visit this unique coffee shop. I have experienced 3 robots here. The robot brings coffee to the table and I am quite impressed with the coffee making robot. And the first experience is very convenient and somewhat modern. The traditional coffee making robot here has fairly standard flavor according to the ratio, not too different from the human making it. I consider this a new feature for coffee models in Hanoi, Vietnam. I have experienced robots supporting at the airport or delivering things in hotels abroad. But in Vietnam, this is the first time I have seen the robots making coffee as well as supporting staff. I find it very interesting and I experienced this very well. For some people, this experience is even more interesting than regular coffee. It is the first time experiencing it. It's quite interesting and simple, especially when going with a large group. This is a very good thing because when there are many people, the shooting angle is then asked by the staff. Here, the shooting angle, the sharpness, and adequate lighting are prepared. The rest is just a few basic operations to have the frame movements with the people around. From individual activities to connecting with each other and with the store space, these four robots not only play a supporting role, but their smooth and flexible coordination also contributes to breaking the ice between the user and technology. When implementing the project, the staff in the store were very happy to have more friends. We call them new human resources, that is the name of Tu Bao and Tu appearing. And with coffee or service industry, the overall customer experience is important. When the customer receives the items and have a small touch, the robot can sing, say hello, wish, or just a short sentence to surprise customers. And the role is not only to bring the items to the right table at the right time, but also bring unexpected emotions. Not only a destination for technology lovers, the future coffee shop is also a place to inspire innovation and the application of the artificial intelligence in life. Technology used properly will make the life easier and more interesting. And that's all for today, TTV News. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye for now.